Good morning to you all. My fellow nerds at least. I kind of just woke up. I wanted to get this video out real quick before I started driving for the day. But I was going through my personal YouTube last night, and just some guy posted a video, and the title of the video kind of caught my attention. Basically, it said that manga is now the top-selling comic book type in America. So I watched the video, and he read a report, and manga makes up 43% of the. Hold on, let me put this GPS to sleep. It's glaring in my glasses. There we go. But yeah, so manga makes up 43% of total sales in comic books in America. Children's books, such as Captain Underpants, makes up 27% at number 2. Superhero comics, such as what we think of when we think comics, is at I think it was 16% at number 3. So manga is almost half of all sales for comics in America. I mean, that's wow, you know? And you have to wonder why. Why is this the case? Okay, my face is way too much in shadows. The sun's out and it's like glaring right on my windshield, so that's why I have my curtains closed, and it's like trying not to get too much glare. But, so the question is, why? Why is this the case? Well, I think there are actually a lot of reasons for this. I may make a dedicated video with my issues with the comic book industry, and that will include issues with manga. But, this is going to be kind of a quick video. But, just to kind of, quickly go over, I think some of the biggest reasons why manga is selling better than superhero comics is that they're shorter in terms of overall title length. Basically, Full Metal Alchemist. I can't remember how many volumes that ran for, but you can buy the whole box set of Full Metal Alchemist, and you will have the entire Full Metal Alchemist story. That's it. Like that's all you need to buy. And I think it's less than 50 volumes. I can't be sure. I had the whole set at one point. No, I take that back. I think I only had the last 10 issues, the last 10 volumes. So yeah, you can buy the whole set of Full Metal Alchemist, and you will have everything. Whereas with, say, Spider-Man, Spider-Man came out in the 60s, and oh my God, there is just so many storylines, so many issues. You would go broke trying to buy everything Spider-Man, and the problem is there are so many different Spider-Man titles that you'd have to buy, and there are so many different crossover events that you would have to also buy. So in order to read a Spider-Man story arc, you would end up having to go out and buy a Captain America, a Thor, an Avengers, and you would have to just buy so many different titles for this one story arc to know everything that Spider-Man does. And so and then of course, there is a definitive end in manga. You have a beginning, you have an end. And the beginning is very clear. It's literally issue 1. Some of these superheroes, they don't appear in issue 1 in their comics. They appear in another comic, and they become popular. Sorry. But yeah, they appear in other comics. They become popular enough that the writers then take them and put them in their own comic. So even if you start with issue 1, you're not getting the whole story. The one I can think of off the top of my head that did this is Wolverine. I was going to say Moon Knight, but, you know, Wolverine is more popular. Wolverine, he appeared in an issue of Incredible Hulk. He didn't appear in X-Men. He wasn't even in X-Men until 80s or 90s. So, yeah, if you like Wolverine, you'd have to buy an Incredible Hulk. And then you'd have to, and then, I don't know if he, like, appeared in anything between Incredible Hulk and X-Men. But yeah, you'd have to, like, buy an Incredible Hulk and then the X-Men. And if you're an X-Men fan, I mean, I think X-Men started with X-Men issue number 1. But they also have so many crossovers. They have so many different titles. So it's like, so with manga, it's easier to catch up on. They have a shorter, like, length of, I'm trying to think of the word. Like, I'm having trouble. I like I said, I just woke up. It's a limited series, basically. You know? So, it's easier to buy, easier to get through the whole thing. You don't have to buy other titles. So, I can totally see why manga is the #1 selling comic in America. You know? And I would be remiss if I didn't say that another part of it is the excessive rise of popularity of anime in America. You know, back in the 90s, I'm a 90s kid, proud of it. You know, we had very few anime, and some of the dub wasn't all that good. You know, I think the most popular anime when I was a kid was definitely Dragon Ball Z. I'm probably making a dedicated video talking about my problems with that. And then I watched Sailor Moon. Yes, I proudly will say I watched Sailor Moon as a kid. I loved the characters. I loved the story. So come at me, bro. But, you know, so there were very limited options back in the 90s and even less options in the 80s. And then, you know, back in the mid-2000s, I would say, that's when anime really started to explode. Because then you had Naruto, Bleach, One Piece. They all came onto the scene, and that's when it really took off. Dragon Ball has always been rather popular, but I think it was around this time it also just exploded. So, once again, so anime is also, I think, a big reason why manga is so popular. But there are other factors they have to take into account. Alright, so once again, this was just a quick video. I'm going to go ahead and post just some guy's video in the description. Go ahead and take a look. He goes better into details, and go ahead and give him a listen to. I don't agree with everything he says in all of his videos, but he makes good points, and, you know, he does have the right to say his opinion, but I do agree with him on a lot of things. So go ahead and give him a listen to, and I'll probably try to recommend other YouTubers. Maybe I'll make a dedicated list of the YouTubers I'm subscribed to. Who knows? But anyway, that's all for the day. Like I said, kind of a shorter video than usual. I just want to talk about that, and maybe I'll give you a list of my favorite mangas. So you guys go on ahead, and you have a good one.